Hello students, I am Sakshi, an assistant professor in RPIT campus, Vistara, Karnal. In this video, we will discuss the topic span of management. If we talk about the meaning of span of management, then we can say that the number of people who will report to one manager is known as span of management. There are different types of span of management, which are narrow span of management, wide span of management. It all depends upon the number of subordinates who will report to their superior. The other names of span of management are span of control, span of supervise, span of responsibility. Here are various points which are added to the importance of effective span of management, which are better supervision and control, increases efficiency, good professional relations, good communication and coordination, develops discipline and mutual trust. These points are further explained. The first one is better supervision and control, as all the subordinates have to answer their superior, then the superior, or we can say the manager, have the effective control over their subordinates. The next one is increases efficiency, as there is an effective span of control, then the superior have effective control over their subordinates, which will increase the productivity of the subordinates, which will ultimately result in increased efficiency. The next one is good professional relations, as under span of management there is a relationship between the superior and the subordinates. Both have enough time to develop close and good relations, so this will result in good professional relations. The next importance is good communication and coordination. Under span of management, the manager have enough time to have personal contact with the subordinates. This will result in better coordination as well as good communication. The next importance is develops discipline and mutual trust. When there is a personal contact or personal touch between the superior and subordinates, then the feeling of mutual trust will increase by its own. Here are various factors which affects an effective span of management, which are nature of work, capacity of superiors, trust on subordinates, capacity of subordinates, delegation of authority, and many more. The first factor is nature of work. Nature of work is an important factor for deciding the type of span of management, that this will go under wide span of management or narrow span of management. Like if any work is of nature which need more specialization and is complex in nature, in that case narrow span of management is followed. But if in any work the nature of work is that the instructions can be same for a large number of employees, then they can prefer a wide span of management. The next one is capacity of superiors. If the manager or the superior is enough or is capable to handle a large number of people, then in such case wide span of management can be adopted. The next one is delegation of authority. Delegation of authority means to delegate the authorities to some other person. If the manager or superior is willing to delegate the authorities to their subordinates, then in such case wide span of management can be followed. Next is fixation of responsibilities. Fixation of a responsibility can also be an important factor for deciding the type of span of management. If the responsibilities are fixed on the subordinates by the superior, then in that case also large number of subordinates can be given to a single manager. The next is trust on subordinates. If the subordinates are enough trustworthy that the manager can rely on them without much tension or much chaos, then in that case also wide span of management can be followed. The next is capacity or capability of subordinates. If they are capable enough to handle the things without much interference of the manager or superiors, then the wide span of management can be adopted. The next is technique of communication. If the technique of communication is only face-to-face communication, then a narrow span of management is followed. But if there another mode of communication like electronic communication or other devices are used, then in that case wide span of management can be adopted. Now there are two types of span of management which we have discussed before also: wide span of management and narrow span of management. Wide span of management means which has under one manager there are large number of subordinates, for example 7 to 8 subordinates or more. But in narrow span of management there are few number of subordinates under one manager. Thank you.